Hey you there, do you like attacking chess? Many sacrifices, your opponent cannot do anything, you just like torturing him? Well, we have three positions in which we look through the ways to develop these pieces and create a kingside attack. So let's dive into these positions. Our first one is this one. I have the white pieces. I have played knight d5, developing this knight. And after a5, a5, trying to attack this pawn. We see that I have developed the rook to b2. So right now, I would say that you can also develop this rook up here to f file, because after this, I played queen f3, threatening this with tempo. We threatened this with tempo. He plays rook f8, and we take this first, which is kind of a mistake, but look at this. Knight takes. The knight has returned away from the defense, and now we play this. We have now a cannonball shooting towards this. We cannot take this pawn yet, but what we can do, yeah, after bishop e6, we can maneuver the queen to a better square. Queen h5, because if he takes, then the bishop gets here, and you cannot stop this. You cannot defend this correctly. So he doesn't take. He plays c6 attacking the knight. c6 attacking the knight. He was expecting the knight to move back. He was expecting the knight to move back. But we went in forward. Where? Well, the concept here is that when you have two more attacking pieces than he has defenders, then you can sacrifice something. Right now, we can play knight to f6 check. Brilliant move. Because that knight is untouchable. That knight is untouchable. Black here has to play king h8. Has to play king h8. Why could we do that, such a thing? Why could we sacrifice this knight? Because if he takes with the pawn, then rook takes f6. And there are no defenders around this king. The queen is blocked off, the rook is blocked off, and the knight is also not doing anything. This is amazing. The knight cannot be taken because you would lose all of the defenders. King h8, there is still a rook defending this file, and there is no clear way to go through this. But instead, he takes because, I mean, he's at 1200. He's a really good player, but he just didn't see it. Just perhaps didn't say rook takes f6, perhaps saw queen takes h6. But this is amazing. He takes this pawn, he has really no moves. He should have sacrificed the queen, wow. But here we have check, and we threaten this, we give this check, and now checkmate. Wow. So, look at this. Look at this. Well, look at this. On the 19th move, we were putting up pressure. No really way to win. But after 6 moves, we created this cannonball, and we created this kind of a strange sacrifice because we had more attackers than he had defenders. And this all led to me attacking him. Let's go to the second position. Here we have actually an opening. Well, you can see that he pushed some of these pawns, I pushed some of my pawns, I developed this, we unchatted the bishop. So here I played h3. I used the tempo on the bishop to create, I castled first, to create this king side expansion. Bishop moves there. All of these are forced, kind of. I opened up in the center because when I took away this pawn, I took with the knight, he castles. Now you can go for f4. You can go for this expansion, and these bishops and queens will open up soon. He plays another knight move, developing. I play f5. It is kind of a mistake by the computer, but look at how conceptually winning this is I go for h5. He has to play knight to e8 to gain an advantage. What in the world? Who can play knight to e8? Perhaps some 2000 masters, but you look, this is creating some chances. He plays knight to e5. I go in forward. He had to play knight f to d7, but come on, those are the only moves. If you pressure your opponent, he has to make the only move, but he doesn't find it. He allows it in forward, and now he plays knight back. Okay, now what? We have this blockade going to knock on the king, but we first bring in the queen. Bring in the queen. Playing, supporting g6 later on, perhaps. Trying to bring in the rook, perhaps. Oh, rook f3 would be a very nice move. Bishop f4 take, and then rook there. That would be crushing. He plays g6. We have to respond to their threats now. Queen is being attacked. Do we take it? I would say we don't, because then the bishop takes. We instead slide in further. We slide in further, and if they take, we still take back. You know, just cruise control, because they react. They may overreact on the king side. They did overreact. Perhaps they wanted f6, rook f7, and rook g7 to create some sort of barricade, but that unfortunately stopped guarding e6, and knight e6 here. We just got this win because they let us win it. Knight e6, and they move the queen and get checkmated. So all of this happened on the 12th move, f4, and on the 20th move, we already had checkmate. So that is how easily you could crush your opponents here. Go for this expansion, let them have some fun finding the only moves to save this position. But yeah, we brought in forward. Yeah, he should have played queen b6 here, pinning the knight to the king, and I would have had very difficult gameplay because 92 here is the best move, not bishop e3, because then some knight g4 fork and takes and takes some very strange tactical lines, but very difficult to find this for the opposing side. So we had much fun and we won the game. Let's move on to third position. So here we develop the rook. The center is closed. The center here is closed. Let's look at this. The bishop is blocked. The queen is looking at nothing. The knight is undeveloped. The rook is undeveloped. Black castles. Black castles, it's not a mistake really because they're still better. Black is up 2 pawns here. Black is up 2 pawns, but they have no defenders around the king. Only this f rook. So what do we do here? How do we develop here to attack him? How do we attack him here? We bring the bishop back first. We create this little bit of a pressure on the pawn. We imagine that they develop the knight. Yes, they do. But now we can play queen g4. Go for this sort of attack. Go in with the pieces. I first went for queen g4, putting threat on the knight and this pawn. So what is the move here? He has to play f5 here. f5. Because when he does not, when he plays knight to f6, hello, I pinned you. Rook takes f6. Ay, already losing. This is already how you can create pressure on your opponent. Find the only move. And when they don't, they do have the rook. You take the another pawn. All of this is pinned. This is so miserable for black. He has to play queen e3 check, losing the queen. Because when he plays g6, I sacrifice the rook! Because if he takes, checkmate in 2. Do your tactinos, guys. He doesn't take it, but we check, and we get mate in 2 anyway. Like, he castled on the 18th move, and he got checkmated 7 moves later. That's crazy. You have to develop your pieces. You have to calculate a little bit forward to not get hung up in your plan to to not fail in some sort of plan. So that's how we did it. He had to play f5 and kind of survive this position with e4. So yeah, he did not. We got this sort of nice tactic, sacrificed the rook and got checkmate. So if you like this video, these were some really different positions. You can ask me questions down in the comments below about chess improvement, and we will see you in the next one. Legend, see you.